Hello guys, this is Daryl Whitman with DestinationWVFTV. Thank you for watching. It seems these days that everything we touch is taxed. Not that it wasn't before, but taxes seem to have hit a new high everywhere you look. The new tourist tax for cruise guests visiting Mexico has been cut though to a far lower fee than the original $42 per person proposal, but the low rate won't last long. Let's talk about it. The non-resident fee was first passed in December 2024 at a rate of $42 per person, which would apply for a full sailing rather than individual ports of call. Still, for a family of four, the extra $168 could be a bit of a sticker shock for any cruise vacation. Outcry from the cruise industry quickly followed. The Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, which represents 23 major cruise lines, asked for reconsideration. The implementation of the new fee was quickly delayed from January 1st, 2025 to July 1st, 2025, while various compromises were explored. Now, a more gradual introduction of the fee has been approved. According to Riviera Maya News, the fee will begin at just $5 per cruise passengers from July 1st. In 2026, however, the fee will be raised to $10 per passenger, while in 2027, it will be $21 per person. It is not clear whether those increases will be 1 year from the initial July 1st implementation date, or if they will begin on January 1st of their respective years. The fees will be collected by cruise lines, likely by adding them to cruise fares as part of the existing port fees and taxes. Cruise lines pay those fees for docking in different ports, and typically estimate the fees when cruise fares are published and cruises are offered for sale. If fees are dramatically overestimated, refunds are given to guests, usually as onboard credit. If a cruise line underestimates the fees and taxes, that cost could be deducted from a sailing's profit margin, and the estimate adjusted accordingly for future sailings. Similar tourist taxes are not uncommon in many destinations, though not all of them impact cruise guests. The non-resident tax in Mexico, for example, has been in effect since 1999. Travelers who spent fewer than 7 days in Mexico, however, were previously exempt, including cruise guests. The new tax will now impact cruise guests beginning in just a few short weeks, just in time for the busy summer sailing season. In exchange for lowering the fee from the initial $42 charge, cruise lines have agreed to increase the number of calls and guests to Mexican ports. In addition, they agreed to support local infrastructure projects like the controversial fourth pier for Cozumel. More Mexican products may also be sold aboard cruise ships. In 2025 alone, more than 10 million cruise guests are expected to visit Mexico, with thousands of ship visits to destinations like Cozumel, Costa Maya, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and more. There has been speculation that as the new fee is implemented, cruise lines might adjust itineraries to avoid visiting Mexico. For a moment, consider the profit motive for cruise lines to avoid Mexico if such a hefty fee was implemented so fast. For a ship carrying 3,500 guests, the new fee would cost $147,000 per sailing if each cruise visited Mexico. For larger ships, such as Carnival Cruise Line's Carnival Jubilee, sailing from Galveston, the fee could be even more extreme. If the ship was fully booked with 6,600 guests aboard during a summer cruise, the original fee would cost an extra $277,200 in taxes. Now the lower fee would just be $33,000 for the same Carnival Jubilee sailing, at least for this year. Because cruise lines publish and begin selling itineraries roughly 2 years in advance, time is necessary for the fee to be added to cruise fares. For sailings in 2025, many are already past final payment deadlines, or else cruise guests have fully paid for their vacations in advance. Will cruise lines take a slight financial hit for this new fee this year and into next year? The answer is most likely yes. The impact will be far less than if a full $42 fee would have to be begun in January, however, and this provides enough time for the cost of cruises to be adjusted accordingly. Please consider subscribing with us before you go. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube family. When subscribing, remember to hit that notification bell too. Well, thank you again. Goodbye and God bless. This is Gerald Whitman. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of Destination WVF TV.